Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Very Reasonable Pilots Podcast. I'm your host, Charles. Along with me, as always, is my co-host, editor, producer, a good boy, source of ideas, my muse.
Your muse?
Jake Gloff. He's not my muse. Everyone listening, he's not. What have you been up to, Jake, this week?
Not really much, you know?
Have you been forming your cocoon?
Amazing pitch. Why? Because I'm a butterfly or something?
Yeah, well, I was just asking how your cocoon making is going along. I know you're slowly planning on turning into a beautiful butterfly in the spring, but right now you're just a hungry caterpillar. So, how is the cocoon coming along well?
I thought I was a mollusk.
You were a mollusk last week. Now you've transformed into a caterpillar.
Was I an anteater before that? I don't remember.
You were an anteater after you were a mollusk, but before you were a caterpillar.
No, I was a mollusk last week. I was an anteater.
Yeah, I know,
that.
and you were an anteater after you were a mollusk in the episode. I'm pretty sure.
No, I just listened to it the other day because I did.
No, you were a dolphin.
I don't think I was a dolphin.
You were a dolphin.
Okay.
You were Jake the Dolphin. He was the biggest nerd in all of Dolphin High School.
Yeah.
He gets bullied by every other day. He gets wedgies. And they're like, how do you even do that? And it's like, we don't know what a wedgie is. We just take, like, human underwear and put it in his blowhole.
Okay.
And he, like, it out. That's what you do.
Dolphin.
Well, that's...
bullied in
Sorry.
school.
Sorry.
Also, this isn't your turn. You don't get to talk about Dolphin High School.
Yeah, I know. I want to ask you about your week and tell the listeners about my week. Tell you about my week.
I didn't really have anything interesting. So, did something amazing happen to you that you're just trying to segue into?
No, nothing amazing happened.
So originally, my pitch was going to be like a drama, or drama. That's not right. It was going to be an action, drama sort of adventure thing, right?
Yeah.
It was going to involve space. There was going to be like,
Our
it was going to be cool and
favorite.
What's the word I'm looking for? Serious.
Uh-huh.
And then I remembered that the last two we've pitched, which was my serious dreams storyline,
And my serious
and then
hell.
your Dolphin High School. And I was like, okay, like I feel like there needs to be like a palate cleanser, you know? Because
Okay. Fair
Dreams
enough.
was serious. Dolphin High School was really weird.
Dolphin High School was barely even a pitch for a TV show.
Yeah, well, so is this one, to be honest.
It was mostly I just wanted to talk about dolphins for 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's really what it was. You did talk about dolphins for a long time.
And my ideas about dolphins. So that's something, isn't it?
I guess.
My tea has gotten cold.
Is this
Lovely.
still the beetroot tea you were drinking last week?
It's not the same beetroot tea, but it is a beetroot tea. I went through an entire box of beetroot tea in 3 days.
Okay.
So I went to the store and bought 2 boxes. I drink a lot of tea. I'm a caffeinated fellow.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I want to hear about this pitch. Let's go.
I don't know. How do you want me to start? You mean just start with the pilot, or do you mean to do the title and stuff?
The title. I want to.
Okay.
I want this okay. Imagine we're at like Comic-Con or CES or something.
Yeah.
And we're all sitting in anticipation. You and I are on like one of those it's a table and everyone asks you questions. Nerds ask you questions and you're sitting at a big table in front of them, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the whole audience sitting in anticipation. The lights have gone off in the hall. It's all dark. The only thing you can hear is the quiet murmur of sweaty nerds waiting for whatever's coming next. And blam! What's the first thing they're seeing? It's projected onto the big screen. What's the name?
The big name.
Yeah, name.
That's kind of disappointing. You'd wish it was. This makes me think of like the Blade reveal. Like it just says Blade on the big screen.
Yeah, but what's ours?
Up there. But instead, it just says the Henchmen, and people are like, "What the fuck's that?"
Bum, bum, bum.
We're not excited. It's probably all black background and white letters.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna look bad.
I'm trying to think of
It's like Comic Sans font.
No, this is our DC Fandom event.
It's actually a photo of my my journal up there, and it's like scribbled in my handwriting. It just says the Henchmen.
Okay. I would like it to be like
shitty.
It's just the thumbnail of this episode, whatever it's gonna be. Like
I can make the thumbnail of this episode like a black background.
But that's gonna get the least amount of like. I don't know if you've noticed our thumbnail engagement. Like,
is there thumbnail engagement? Is that something I can look at?
I look at the YouTube things, and like I look at what obviously the things that get the most views are like the episodes that have like Batman Beyond or Star Wars or whatever, like a big title. But like it's just weird to me what like thumbnails get clicks and which don't. You know? Mm-hmm. It's funny to me because I think some of your thumbnails are really great, and then I think some of them are like that's all right.
Yeah, see, the quality dipped significantly. Well, it improved once I realized how to make a thumbnail. And then it dipped significantly when I realized I just can't use any photo on the internet. That's illegal. But I don't want to make this podcast about copyright law.
No, please don't.
I can't just
I'm just saying.
Photos.
This is our DC fandom event. There are thousands of people, and they see the Henchmen.
It's interesting that you say DC fandom, because this is a DC universe idea.
Ooh.
So it's in the DC universe is what
we haven't had a brand engagement. We haven't had a brand deal since the first couple of episodes.
Yeah, I know. Because then we decided to be original. But I feel like, palate cleanser. Got to stick with our roots, which is
exactly
Star Wars or DC Comics. So.
Yeah, taking someone else's better ideas and making them worse with our ideas.
Yeah, I mean, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you remember my Tales from the Death Star pitch?
Yes, I loved it.
This is also animated, and
awesome.
I want the same voice actors from that. So whoever ends up playing those two stormtroopers is also going to play our two henchmen.
Okay, us. Let's just say
Mario
it's us.
and Kevin O'Malley. Mario does not have a last name. Kevin is Irish and Mario is Italian.
I just love that fucking... Wait, why can't they be brothers? Why can't it be Mario O'Malley and Kevin O'Malley?
Well, because I wanted, like, the two stereotypical mobster nationalities, which is Italian and Irish.
Wow, okay. Okay. Well, who are they henchmening for?
Well, they don't start off as henchmen. So the pilot, Kevin, drops off his kids at school, and then he heads over to work where he does construction in downtown Gotham.
Oh, downtown Gotham.
So,
okay.
DC Universe.
So he's
Gotham
like,
City.
He's like, when the Joker poisons the water supply, he's like on the cruise that has to like redo the piping so that it doesn't happen again or something.
I mean, he's just like a construction worker. Right now he's building a building. Maybe he would do that before, but...
is it a Wayne Tech building?
We're going to get to that, Charles. Can you calm down and let me speak? Thank you.
An Ace Chemical Plants?
No, the building doesn't matter. So he meets his best friend Mario at the site, and they're getting to work. We're going to have a nice little montage of them working, having a good time, being happy, because they enjoy their construction jobs.
Okay.
And at the end of the shift, they're told by their boss that they're getting laid off. And they'll be like, but why? Don't you need us to build the building or whatever? And then the Wayne Tech auto builder bots come in. And they're like, we got these bots, and they're just going to build it. And so we don't need your labor anymore.
That's bad. That's bad for them.
So, we got the Wayne Tech auto builders coming in, building, taking all the jobs from the construction workers.
I'm assuming they're like, what's the bad guys from RoboCop? The gigantic ones? The bad version of RoboCop from RoboCop. Have you seen RoboCop?
I haven't seen RoboCop.
Oh, what's his fucking name? This is gonna bug me. Sorry.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, you can look that up while I keep talking. So then we get into like a sad montage. There's gonna be a lot of montages in this show.
I love it.
We're like Mario. It's mainly gonna focus on Kevin. Is like trying to find a new job. In this montage, like his wife's gonna leave him, and his kids are gonna go with the mother, and he's gonna end up towards the end like in a a small studio apartment that's like trashed and sad looking, and it's gonna be raining outside. You know what I mean? Like all the lights are off.
Maybe he moves in with Mario.
Yeah, I guess that could work actually. So
yeah,
Mario and Kevin live together. Mario comes in, and he says he's got a job for them, and you can get them work with Two-Face. You know, Two-Face, the infamous
Two-Face,
Batman
the bad one, the former district attorney Harvey Dent. Also, the robot is Ed 209 from RoboCop. I'm imagining the RoboCop Ed 209s. They're just like gigantic walkers that have robot arms that like pick and move shit like that.
Or is they're not like malicious. They just build. That's what they do.
Yeah. You know? Or are they more like Boston Dynamics? We going for realism, or are we going for like comic book science?
Look, the robots aren't really important with the show at all. All they matter is for that small plot point in the beginning.
Okay.
The idea is that it's Batman's fault that these people lose their jobs.
Okay. Batman's sad.
It's Bruce Wayne, you know. He beats up people and fights crime, but he also takes away jobs from people that hit him, pushing them to a life of crime.
Batman beats up people. Bruce Wayne is a perfectly normal billionaire socialite playboy who just happens to show up with a lot of bruises, probably from skiing accidents.
Yep.
And he's skiing accidents. And he enjoys spelunking. Don't get them mixed up. Bruce Wayne and Batman have nothing to do with each other.
Exactly.
At all.
All right. Anyway, Two-Face. At first, you know, Kevin's a little reluctant. You know, he's like, I don't want to work for a criminal, but you know, he's got no money. He needs the job, so he gets the job. Cue next montage after they meet Two-Face.
Oh my God. Course. We've got 3 montages in the pilot episode.
I like just shoving in all the montages. Two-Face is like a really nice boss to his henchmen. They get they get really good pay. They get paid sick leave. They get a pension. They have health insurance. Like, it's really great to work for Two-Face.
Can it be like you have Two-Face health insurance where he just has like a suite of doctors and like dentists who work for him? So they'll be like, because how's Two-Face gonna get them health insurance? He's not going down to the bank and be like, I like health insurance. No, you wouldn't. Yes, I would. You know, doing the whole thing. So I think like maybe Two-Face has like under his employ like some crazy doctors and scientists and stuff. And among them, he's just got a dentist. And he's be like, yeah, we've got dental insurance right here. It's Dr. Frankfurter.
But it's like really nice. It's a lot better than like any of the hospitals. I want this to be a really kick-ass job.
Yeah. Like I'm imagining he's like got like an underground base that just looks like a regular like apartment complex or that you would find a dentist's office in.
Yeah.
You know? You just like are walking through the halls and like check, oh, where's the directory? We have to go to room 206. Okay, thank you very much. Right this way.
You go up there and you got coming in and the guy's like, are you part of Two-Face's crew? And he's like, no, you're good. It's okay. I got you. Yeah. You know, you don't have to worry about any of that here.
Mm-hmm. And maybe it's like that's a safe space.
Yeah.
So that like all the henchmen go to them. So that you'll just have like Joker henchmen. You've got a guy who's got like a giant smile cut to his face.
Yeah.
And you've got another guy who's like he's obviously been attacked by birds, and he works for the Penguin. He's like gotta get his like finger reattached or something. And they all just sit in the lobby, just waiting with all these other
nice
henchmen.
Like elevator music playing. You know, there's a bunch of magazines. It's like Henchmen Weekly on the table. Anyway, so you get the idea. They have like nice amenities for working with Two-Face. Yeah. It's a pretty sweet job.
It's better to work for Two-Face than to work like for Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, obviously, especially since Bruce Wayne's going all automatic with his stuff.
He's a real piece of shit, that guy.
So there's gonna be a montage of like them doing jobs for Two-Face.
So this is our third montage.
It's gonna be like Yes, this is the third montage. We have the first montage of them working at the office, second montage of him being sad, and third montage of happy working for Two-Face.
Can it be like the Batman thing?
If you have a problem with it, you can take it up with the producer.
Okay. I don't have a problem with it. I just want to know how many we're getting into.
Just 3, okay? There might be more, potentially.
Hope there's more.
Depending on how I feel.
I hope there's more.
God, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. So, the montage of them doing jobs, you know. Two-Face is kind of like Robin Hood in a way, you know. He's helping out the poor.
He's not as big of an asshole as Batman makes him out to be.
I want it to seem like, in a way, that if Batman didn't exist, the city would be a lot better off, because, like, the criminals would actually be helping the people out, and there'd be less poverty and such.
And less, like, super weapons going off constantly.
Yeah. So, we're going to end the episode with a job where they're guarding a warehouse full of, like, medical supplies for children or something, you know, that Two-Face is handing out. Because he's a great person. And it's, like, really dark.
Like, medical supplies for, like, an exclusive rich people only hospital that they've stolen.
Yeah. And, like, they're, like, you know, guarding it because they're going to help out the kids.
They're going to help them build the rec
And then
center.
all the lights are going to turn off. And, you know, it's going to be like a horror scene where, like, Batman is, like, slowly taking out everyone. And it's, like, just Kevin and Mario, and they're, like, freaking out. You know, this is where it's kind of like a horror movie. And then, like, you know, Mario's going to be all upset. He's going to be on the walkie-talkie with Kevin. He's going to be like, he's close to me. I don't know where he is. Ah! And then he's going to scream, and Kevin's going to be like, oh, God, it's just me. What do I do?
And then Kevin's going to go back on the radio, and he's going to be like, Mario, is that you? And Batman's going to pick up the radio and say, it's a me, Mario. And then he's going to smash it.
Yes, exactly.
He's going to smash it.
And then Kevin's going to get knocked out. And, you know, all the supplies will be, you know, confiscated.
Yeah, returned to their rightful
owners. Sent back to the rich people. Yeah. That's the end of the first episode. So it's going to end with Mario, or not Mario, Kevin blacking out.
Yeah,
and we'll find out the next episode that, like, all the supplies went back to the rich people.
And Kevin and Mario, like, have a 6-month stint in prison, maybe.
You know, that would have made sense.
Okay. How about the next episode? That
would have made sense. But in the next episode, I have them waking up in the hospital and a montage of them recovering with Two-Face helping them.
No! Oh my God!
So I guess I have a lot of montages.
How about...
I didn't really consider all the montages that were in this when I wrote this.
Yeah, that's...
so we could probably not have montages.
No, I think that we need... They're now part of our thing, so we have to do them. I say, like, the second episode starts, like, with a recap of the first, and, like... The recap ends with Batman putting his fist into Kevin's face and by extension the camera, and it goes black, and that goes, and then like 3 months later or 6 months later, and you see Kevin and Mario like walking out of prison, and maybe they've got a friend. You know that scene in like after prison they have someone picking them up, so maybe like Two-Face is not picking them up himself.
Two-Face.
Because he's like a big-time mobster, but like one of Two-Face's guys is picking him up. And be like, we're taking you to the boss, and like maybe they go to a sweet-ass club. And like there's all this sort of like cool... I imagine Gotham City would have a pretty fucking great like club scene, you know?
Yeah, like nightlife.
And it's like totally bumping. I'm thinking like... Have you've seen Batman Beyond, like the beginning of Batman Beyond? You seen that?
Yeah.
Like that's sort of like it's totally bumping, it's crazy, it's weird. And they're just like having the time of their lives because Two-Face likes to, you know, reward men who do time for him. Because that's Two-Face is a good boss like that.
Yeah, and I like to think that like they got paid while they were in jail, you know? There's like jail leave.
Yeah.
You get like, you know, 3/4 time or whatever.
Maybe they got this have like the nice life in jail because Two-Face would keep their like prisoner, like the money they have as prisoners, like have a lot in there, so they get to like eat all the nicest food and like
they're like taken care of in prison pretty well. Anyway, so the idea for like the show after the pilot is that they sort of go around working as henchmen. I kind of like to think that like being a henchman is like there's like an app maybe for it, and you can like hire henchmen.
Yeah.
It's like
an Uber,
like one of those babysitter apps, or like an Uber. Like you can just it's like henchmen for hire or something. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we got a job in Metropolis working for Lex, or like Two-Face needs us in Gotham, or Captain Cold needs us in what's that city? Star
City, I think. Yeah, Star City.
Central City?
Is it? No, yeah, it's Central.
I think it's Central City. Star City is Green Arrow. These are some stupid fucking names.
So dumb.
Gotham is like the only decent one. All the others are like, let's go with like super generic pieces of shit.
I think Metropolis is good, but all the rest of the names that aren't just like real cities, and even the ones that are real cities, the names aren't great.
Yeah.
But maybe they get they're like they have a handler, maybe. Maybe it can be like I'm just trying to think of like how we can get our guys further along in the crime family, and maybe one of them shoots Batman, but not like not even on purpose, just an accident, or like wings him, and it's like, oh shit, Mario and Kevin fucked up Batman when they fought. I mean, not enough to like where they get to, not get caught, but still, like Batman was bleeding. And so maybe they have like handlers now with Two-Face's organization. They like get sent out on jobs that come to Two-Face, and he takes like a chunk of the profits and so on and so forth. Like I'm thinking like the Cyberpunk 2077, like how you got jobs from different handlers. So maybe they have like
I gotcha. So like there's different. Yeah.
They have like one person that they talk to who's kind of like their oracle. They're like eye in the sky, but not like on jobs, just like their agent basically. And
okay, so maybe we could make the app like an actual thing, like Henchmen for Hire or something like that. Mm-hmm. And when they're like a group that you hire, and they have like a like you hire both Mario and Kevin is what I mean.
Yeah.
And they have like a handler. Let's just go with Jim for now. Mm-hmm. Handler Jim. And Jim like works for Henchmen for Hire, and he's got a couple agents. He's got Mario and Kevin. He's got a few others, but they're the people he manages and gets jobs for. He's the fixer for.
I like that.
So, but I also kind of want the henchmen to do like really mundane jobs, but they still get beat up by superheroes. Like I have one that's like Captain Cold is building an ice rink for the kids in a park. And the Flash comes in and like takes out Mario and Kevin, who are just building this ice rink for kids.
Yeah, maybe they're like Captain Cold's like, I'm gonna have a caper, and it's the whole thing is going to go down in like the park at this time. So I need you guys to get there a few hours early and build like a little stage for me to stand on with some like basic light fixtures. Like they're just like, hey, we need some work.
Oh, they're like the prep.
Yeah, could you make sure that like the press knows, so there may be a few reporters there.
Reporters there, yeah.
Get it ready for me. That sort of thing.
Maxwell Lord has like some big evil plot he has going on, but like he needs
somebody to get
he needs like the stage set up, so he hires them to be like painters.
Yeah.
So they're like painting it, but then Wonder Woman shows up and beats the shit out of them.
And like they both got like. I think it would be funny, not if they fought like a superhero every episode, but like if they always got away, Like, just by the skin of their teeth, like, they're building the stage for Maxwell Lord and like making sure the microphone system's working. They're like, can you hear that? Yes. Okay, cool, we're testing. 1, 2, 3, like the whole thing. And then they're like, all right, it's finished. Man, that took a lot of hard work, but it was worth it. That looks like a good stage. And Wonder Woman like flies through, like from the sky. She was just like punched by Hades or Maxwell Lord or somebody, and like lands and destroys the stage.
And they're like, "Are you serious? And like, we got so much work to do now."
And then like Maxwell Lord, maybe she throws him and he destroys the stage, and Wonder Woman jumps down, and they're like, "We should go." Max? because he's in the stage.
Yeah,
hey, Max, are we good to go? Do you need us to do anything else? And they just like, yeah, I think we're good to go. Taxi? Let's go. Let's fuck off.
Yeah.
Maybe they go get a kebab. They just go down the shop. Yeah, I think it'd be funny.
Maybe they, I was thinking they get a job at LexCorp. Maybe he had some like weird experiment and they're cleaning up the floors afterwards.
There were like...
And...
They get
reporter Clark Kent comes in and he's like, so where was the experiment taking place? And they're like, it's that way. And they're like, that guy was really buff. Did you see him?
Yeah, that guy's
He was like really buff. And he kind of looks like Superman, you know, with the hair. He's got the weird curl.
Maybe he's like, he's not tucked his cape in all the way around his shirt. So he's just got like this red piece of cloth. But I'm thinking like maybe they are like at the top tier, like, you know how there's Tinder and then Tinder Premium?
So you have to pay for premium to get...
Or maybe they are like... They're on the Hench app. There's Hench for hire or whatever. That's just like everyday henchmen. And if you get enough recommendations from like high-level criminals, you get moved up to the premium. And you only get like the cool jobs that like Batman will show up for. And maybe at the beginning, they're on that list of like high premium people because they went to jail and wounded Batman, and they like continually fuck up throughout the season, or like maybe they mess up and it's just like they mess up and then it's like, all right, you've been moved to the janitorial section of the Hench for Hire program. If you would like to sign here, here, and here, we can get your payment on the way.
Yeah, so maybe they originally start off like after they shoot Batman, they go to like the there's like 3 sections. There's the pre-job, job, and post-job henchmen. And they go from like job henchmen to like pre and post-job henchmen.
Oh, that's smart.
The people that like clean up and set up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I like that.
So I've got them as blackjack dealers at the Iceberg Lounge.
Oh, that's fun. I like that. Maybe...
Or they also...
Maybe one of them can be a blackjack... like, they both start the job thinking, like, oh, we're gonna be blackjack dealers. And one of them is a blackjack dealer, and the other one is just, like, a waiter. And he's, like, really jealous. Like, Kevin's a waiter and Mario's the blackjack dealer, but Mario's terrible. So he just keeps losing.
Yeah.
But Kevin's like, motherfucker, hit. What? Hit. I mean, hit. Would you like a hint of tea, sir?
Yeah.
He's just like, motherfucker. Sorry, we only had one blackjack dealer suit. We had 2 waiters' outfits, but he's a little too fat for the other waiter outfit.
No.
And they're like, oh. Yeah. Oh. And I'm just thinking about different hijinks they could be getting into while they're like henching, like pre and post henching, you know?
Yeah. I've got one more that isn't suited for pre or post. I guess this is like a pre and post kind of. But like Deathstroke has a job and he needs a babysitter.
Oh, that's fun.
So he hires them and so they watch his kid.
Yeah.
While he's off doing stuff.
I like that. We could start the episode with like Deathstroke is getting it. I know he doesn't have a wife in the comics and his kid's a grown adult most of the time. But I think like we could start the episode out with like Deathstroke yelling at, like getting yelled at by his wife, like, you never do anything for Daniel or whatever. And you're always at work. Why don't you care about us? And then maybe it's like Deathstroke's like, I'm gonna take my wife out to dinner and I'm gonna get the babysitter. You don't have to worry about a thing, honey. I promise. Now just go upstairs, have your 10 a.m. Glass of wine, and we'll get this all figured out. And he just gets the hench. He opens up the hench app and is like, fucking, sure, these dickwads, they're cheap.
Yeah, and he like gives them a different description. So like the episode starts off maybe with like the henchman being like, oh, we've got this crazy job with Deathstroke. This might be our chance to move up. And they get there and Deathstroke is like dressed up in like just a normal outfit. And he's like, so, I just need you to watch the kids.
Maybe it's like he's described it as like something that sounds cool, but it actually just means that like you're watching my kid.
Yeah.
Like,
or maybe it's like a checkbox thing, so like he doesn't put in like a description. It's like it says like target protection or something.
Yeah, guarding home base or something. Like guarding safe house. And value.
Like, we get to guard a safe house for Deathstroke.
Fucking
and they get there and he's like, yeah, so like I just need you to watch my kids.
Yeah. Yeah, Daniel, he's about 2. He's over there. He likes to play with sand. That's sand. Put the dog... He likes to play outside. And that's little Isabella. And it's just like a baby. And she's, crawling around.
She cries a lot.
And she cries a lot. And maybe maybe the whole family has eye patches on.
That'd be really funny.
Because I'm thinking because Deathstroke in the comics, he has a combat eye patch and like a regular eye patch. So I'm imagining he's going out on the town and like the guys get there. And he's like, yeah, sorry about this, but I just need you guys to watch my kids for a bit. Do you mind if I change? And they're like, he like takes off his combat eye patch while looking at them, and they can see his gross eye. And he puts on his regular eye patch, but we don't see it. It's just we look at Kevin and Mario's reactions as they're like, ooh, that's nasty.
Yeah, maybe we have like an over-the-shoulder shot of Deathstroke so we can see him taking off the eye patch.
Yeah.
We can't see his face. Mm-hmm. We're just looking at the faces of our 2 henchmen. They're like, that's gross.
They're like trying to be polite, but at the same time being like...
Maybe we have like, Mario's like a little bit behind Kevin. He's like...
Yeah. No problem, sir. We'll make sure that this goes well. And Deathstroke's like, all right... my phone number's on the fridge. There is a $20 bill in the silverware drawer for pizza, and they are allowed 1 ice cream or 1 chocolate bar for dessert. Those little sneaky devils will tell you that they get both. They don't. They just get 1. So they have to pick. And it's like Deathstroke's just he's a nice father.
Yeah.
But his house is, like, filled with, like... I'm thinking it's like a Home Alone house, but it doesn't look abnormal. It's just filled with all these murder tools.
And they're, like, hidden everywhere. Mm-hmm. And also, like, just, like, the normal everyday stuff is, like, really crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, the kitchen knives are, like, insanely sharp, or, like, there's, like, a katana in there.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I mean, like, don't you use this to slice bread?
Maybe he's got, like... He's built, like, I'm thinking he's built weapons into, like, everything that he owns. And so, like, the entire episode is, like, they're, like, trying to keep the baby away from, like, she, like, walks over a certain part of the floor, like, a flamethrower comes out of the wall, aims at her, and one of them has to, like, dive and, like, grab and roll him out of the way. And, like, he's got the knife block. He's got all, like, regular knives, and then there's one, like, it looks like it's the knife sharpener. And they're like, pull it. Why don't they come out? And it yanks it out, and it's like a 3-foot-long katana that, like, gets stuck in the wall.
Oh, like they pull it out and then it flings backwards because they weren't expecting it to be so big.
Yeah.
Sticks in the wall. Yeah.
Like right above where Daniel is, like, standing. The katana goes in the wall. And it's like, that's Daddy's work knife. Yeah, I like this show.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm glad you had something to talk about it.
I loved it
because, to be honest, I didn't really have a lot.
It's fun.
It was just
talking.
Simple idea,
Yeah,
very simple.
One more idea I have for an episode is maybe maybe the Joker's gonna try and kidnap Bruce Wayne or something. You know how that always happens. They're like, oh, we're gonna kidnap Bruce Wayne. Oh, Batman hasn't showed up yet. So maybe they're like, Kevin and Mario are posing as, like, waiters at like a fancy ball or gala that Bruce Wayne is attending, and they like slip something into his drink. Like he's like, "Could I get a water?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, right away, sir." And they put something in his drink, and like they have, and Bruce Wayne like gets knocked out, and they just have Bruce Wayne knocked out with them for the rest of the episode. As like
just
gangsters.
Waiting for Batman to show up. Like, God, this is taking forever.
Yeah,
Jesus.
This guy, why is he so bit above? Like, Jesus
Christ.
This guy
is crazy ripped.
Crazy ripped. When one of them has to like, when I had to pick him up, Jesus Christ, it felt like he was made out of pure steel.
Or like, is it weird to you that he has like these Batman pajamas on underneath? Yeah. I guess he's a big Batman guy. I don't know.
I guess. Maybe they like get him into his bed. I'm imagining like this is taking place at the Wayne Manor, and they're like, mission abort, the Joker's just been hit by a car or something. And they're like, we gotta get, and they're just like, we're gonna put Bruce Wayne in his bed, and they keep like fumbling over, like they accidentally flip a switch, and his bed, like Bruce Wayne's laying on his bed, they accidentally flip a switch without looking, his bed like goes into the wall, and Bruce Wayne falls into the Batcave, and then the bed flips up, but Bruce Wayne's still knocked out, so he's dunked on the metal floor of the Batcave, and it's like, and then they look around, and it's like, they like look back at him, and it's like, he was right there, where'd he go? Yeah, I think that'd be good, and maybe Alfred beats up both of them at the end of the episode.
I like it. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I like them having Bruce Wayne just like the whole episode. Just be like, I have no idea where Batman is. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But he's supposed to show up for this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Hey, can I ask you a question, Kev? Does this guy's chin look familiar? Like, I've never met Bruce Wayne before, but I feel like I've seen that chin before. Does this chin look familiar to you at all?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks familiar. There's something about it, you know? It's just like, it's the shape.
I guess he's just got one of those faces. The mouth a little bit,
too. You know, earlier when he was speaking, it kind of sounded like a little similar to something else as well. Yeah, I don't know. Did like hair start standing up on your neck? Because like I was scared for some reason. I don't know why.
Did you suddenly get the like urge to use the restroom? Because I did for sure when he told everyone to be quiet because he had a speech to make. He yelled at the entire room. I don't know why.
I was scared. I wanted to leave.
Yeah, I was about to go. I wasn't gonna tell you. I was just about to go.
Oh, that's weird because I was actually too. And then the Joker came in and I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that was a very good episode of the Very Reasonable Pilots podcast. And I'd like to thank everyone for listening to the Very Reasonable Pilots podcast, and give us a like and a subscribe and tell your friends, tell everyone you know. Say, hey, there's a podcast.
Hey, loud burp. There's a
podcast you should listen to. Do that. And have a good day. And stay safe, all of you, please. All right?
I don't know. Try your best, much.
Yeah.
Don't set your standards too high.
I mean, don't cough on anyone or anything like that. Wear a mask. Stay at home. Don't attack bears. Those are all good things that you could do to not be injured.
Unless the bear deserves it,
Unless, and you've got like a big gun.
Yeah, you probably need a big gun.
If you're gonna be attacking bears, I prefer you didn't, but if you're gonna be attacking bears, make sure you're prepared.
Yeah. Unless you're a bear.
Unless then it's an even fight.
Yeah, then you're probably okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for listening, and goodbye, and I love you.